The Appalachian Mountains hold a quiet beauty, but they also hold secrets. For the family of Zebb Quinn, Asheville, North Carolina, became the permanent landscape of an unbearable mystery. Zebb was just 21 years old in 2000, working at Walmart, saving money, and looking forward to the simple freedom of a young man's life. But on the night of January 2nd, the simple trajectory of Zebb's life was violently and deliberately interrupted. He vanished, not in the chaos of a public place, but in the calculated exchange of a cold night, leaving behind no body, but a chain of clues so bizarre they seemed intentionally designed to confuse. This is not a story of a disappearance. This is a story of an elaborate staging. Someone went to extraordinary lengths to erase Zebb Quinn, and the case would remain frozen in time for 17 long years. Tonight, we open the case files on the presumed murder of Zebb Quinn. We will trace his last known steps, dissect the terrifying theatricality of the crime scene, and finally reveal the chilling truth behind the monster who orchestrated the silence. As always, my name is Cody. I run this channel with my partner Katie. Welcome back to the Case Files Minds of Madness. A reminder, if you do find today's video interesting and informative, be sure to like and subscribe for more stories told by yours truly. Now grab a snack and a blanket, and let's dive in. Zebb Quinn finished his shift at the Walmart electronics department around 9 p.m. He was planning to meet a friend, a coworker named Robert Owens, to discuss buying a new custom truck. This meeting is the last known location of Zebb Quinn, and every detail of it comes filtered through Owens. According to Owens' initial statement, they were both driving on Hendersonville Road when Zebb signaled him. Zebb seemed frantic, indicating he had an emergency and had to leave immediately. The story only gets stranger from there. Owens claimed Zebb rear-ended his truck, a small, seemingly insignificant detail, but one that would become crucial later. Zebb then allegedly gave Owens the keys to his blue two-door Mazda Protege and left on foot with an individual Zebb identified only as Denise. Think about this sequence of events. A young man, desperately saving for a new computer and a better life, rear-ends his friend's car, hands over the keys to his own car, and sprints off into the night with a woman nobody could identify, abandoning his primary possession. Police found the story immediately implausible. Why give the keys to Owens? Why leave his car at all? And why the frantic emergency? Owens, the last person to see Zebb, had a story that created more questions than it answered. Owens kept Zebb's Mazda for several days. He claimed he didn't call the police or report Zebb missing because he believed Zebb would return for his car. He only reported it after Zebb's family became actively concerned. This initial lack of urgency, coupled with the bizarre explanation for the key exchange, placed an immediate and heavy cloud of suspicion over Robert Owens. It was in the days following this strange exchange that the case took a disturbing, almost theatrical turn, a turn away from a simple missing person case and towards something far more sinister and calculated. Zebb's family knew instantly something was terribly wrong. His sister, Bridget, reported him missing the following day. But the first real communication regarding Zebb was deeply cryptic. The call came to Bridget from Zebb's cell phone. When she answered, she heard a crying, garbled, unintelligible voice on the other end. Then a quick, sharp threat was whispered before the line went dead. "I'm going to kill you." Police were able to trace the phone signal. The call didn't originate from Zebb. It came from a remote payphone far from the last sighting location. This call was designed not to provide information, but to instill terror and confusion. Who was crying? And why use Zebb's phone to issue a threat? Then came the second, equally baffling clue. A fax was sent to Bridget's workplace. It was a simple, disturbing drawing of a pig and a cryptic note. "My wife is with the pig." Investigators were left grasping for meaning. Was the crying voice related to the pig drawing? Was this some form of dark internal joke? The clues seemed deliberately designed to lead police on a bizarre tangent. to make the case seem like an internal domestic dispute or a prank gone wrong rather than a cold-blooded murder. In the true crime world, we often see disorganized killers leave accidental evidence. But here, the killer was meticulously organizing distractions, planting seeds of misdirection. He was controlling the narrative, ensuring the focus remained on the clues and not on the evidence. The disappearance had become a performance, and the primary prop in this show was Zebb's own car. 3 days after Zebb vanished, his Mazda protege was discovered in the parking lot of a local restaurant. This was the moment the staged nature of the crime became undeniable. The car was backed into the spot, shielding the front license plate. It was almost perfectly parked, the opposite of the frantic crash Owens had described, though the front bumper was cracked. But the interior was a deliberate message. The most striking detail was the presence of a live piglet, a small baby pig, left inside the vehicle. This immediately linked back to the facts Bridget had received, demonstrating a clear, calculated connection between the perpetrator and these strange messages. The window was cracked, not from the outside, but from the inside, suggesting a struggle or a deliberate attempt to escape or break out. And chillingly, drawn on the back window and even smeared on the steering wheel were heavy, dark lipstick marks, forming crude, disturbing lips. What was the purpose of the piglet, the lipstick? The car was less a vehicle and more a prop in a theatrical effort to confuse the police. The perpetrator was saying, "I am in control of this narrative. I choose what you see and what you find." For 17 years, these clues remained frustratingly abstract. Robert Owens remained the primary person of interest, his story riddled with inconsistencies. But without a body, and with the crime scene so deliberately polluted with red herrings, police could not move past the suspicion. The case became cold, resting heavily on the presumption of murder, but lacking the critical piece of physical proof. The Zebb Quinn case remained agonizingly unresolved for nearly 2 decades. But in 2017, the quiet shadow cast by Robert Owens finally expanded into a horrific reality. The leverage needed to crack Zebb's case came from a completely separate, tragic event. In 2017, Robert Owens, now 38, was charged with the murder of his co-worker, John Wesley Smith. Smith was found tased, restrained, and killed. Owens was quickly arrested and convicted for this vicious crime. This second, unrelated murder gave investigators the opening they needed. The calculated aggression, the cold-blooded nature, and the apparent staging of the Smith crime scene drew eerie parallels to the methodical disappearance of Zebb Quinn 17 years prior. The man capable of one was undoubtedly capable of the other. With Owens facing a long sentence for the Smith murder, police finally had the leverage to revisit the Zebb Quinn file. In March 2017, Robert Jason Owens was officially charged with the murder of Zebb Quinn. The prosecution revealed they had found physical evidence linking Owens to Zebb's disappearance during the course of the Smith investigation, though the precise details have been closely guarded. The alleged motive, a conflict over a woman, provided a clearer, though deeply unsatisfying, answer for Zebb's frantic departure that night. Finally, after 2 decades of waiting, the Quinn family had the name of their son's killer. But the closure remains cruelly incomplete. Robert Owens is currently incarcerated, serving his time for the murder of John Wesley Smith. But the murder of Zebb Quinn remains an open wound, defined by the simple, devastating absence of his remains. Despite intense search efforts following the 2017 charges, using cadaver dogs and combing remote areas of the mountainous terrain where Owens had access, Zebb Quinn has never been found. The killer, charged and convicted in the court of public opinion, has never revealed the location of his first victim. The story of Zebb Quinn is a testament to the perseverance of law enforcement, but also a haunting reminder of the ultimate control a killer can retain. The bizarre clues, the crying voice, the facts, the piglet, the lipstick, were successful in delaying justice, but ultimately they could not prevent it. The Quinn family lives on, knowing the name of the man who staged their son's disappearance, but eternally searching for the final, sacred piece of the puzzle. The silence that began on January 2, 2000, continues to this day. If you have any information, no matter how small, regarding the location of Zebb Quinn, please contact the Asheville Police Department. This has been the Case Files. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into one of North Carolina's most baffling cold cases. If you want to help us keep opening these files, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with others. And let us know in the comments below what cold case you want us to investigate next.
Hey there! Before you take off, we'd just like to take a second and say that we really appreciate you sticking around to the end of the video. Katie and I are so grateful for the incredible Case Files community, so thank you for being a part of it. If you want to help the Case Files continue to grow, one of the easiest things you can do is leave a like on this video and consider subscribing. Be sure to hit that notification bell as well and select all notifications to stay up to date with our latest releases. We want you to know that we truly appreciate every like, sub, share, and comment that you send our way. Once again, thanks so much, and we hope to see you soon.